Hey folks, it's Billy DKY, the truth seeker that simplifies and demystifies. This is going to be my video on constructive versus destructive world government. This video was inspired by Real Peel Info, that's his YouTube name. And here's what he has to say. I have watched a few of your videos and I have a question. The one seeking world government, which you say is God's plan, see it as a utopia for the human race. You said that utopia idea is not a right way of thinking, so why would you accept this as God's plan or accept this at all? So this is going to be my video response to his question, and he has some more questions later on if I got time. Okay, here's what I have to say. God's plan, or reality's plan if you prefer. It's not necessarily, when I say God, I don't mean the God of the Bible per se. Okay, so God's plan is growth, not utopia. Notice utopia isn't growth. Utopia is destruction parading around as growth. It's utopic thinking from idealists. I'm not an idealist, I am a realist. When the 13 colonies came together, it was growth, not utopia. Bringing people together in a realistic way is growth. Bringing people together in an idealistic way is utopic thinking, which leads to destruction. When I talk about bringing people together under the New World Order, I'm not talking about anything that's utopic. I'm just saying it'll make things work better. That's all I'm saying. So let's look at two examples to make it clear. The first example will be destructive world government. And here's what they would say. We will all come together to share everything so that no one will ever be hungry or starve again. We will provide for everyone's needs. This kind of thinking is idealistic and dangerous. Notice the government is going to do everything for you. Why should they do that when you have your brain for yourself? Okay. The second example will be constructive world government. The world is becoming a smaller place where interactions with each other. Let me start off. The world is becoming a smaller place where we interact with each other from all over the world through the internet, world travel, and business deals. As a result, we need structure to make sure business deals are honored, ways to deal with conflicts between people from different nations without it boiling into national conflicts, and ways of dealing with destructive internet traffic. You know, you can say like child pornography and stuff like that from overseas and blah blah. So we need structure that would help everybody flow together as a unit. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about constructive world government. That is, we need servants to manage structure so that things run smoothly for growth. It's no different than it is here today in the United States. The only differences are there are more language barriers and cultural differences. Maybe over time we get rid of each country's currency to have one currency for easier understanding of pricing between nations. As this world becomes a smaller place to internet world travel, you know, it's going to make more sense if when, you know, whatever coins you're using here works over there and it means the same thing, and it's just basically having it all under the same structure. That's all I'm saying, really. It's about how to get along as people under one world, you know, that's all it is. These things I mentioned are not utopic, but realistic things that can make life better in a global community. Notice the first one was a bunch of idealistic stuff, taking care of you. I don't care about none of that. I just want the structure to be there so that people from around the world can do business and get along in a conducive way, you know, and deal with conflicts that come up without having to have global wars and stuff. It's just not smart. Okay, likewise, with everybody being governed from a central body, then maybe we can divert resources from war production to more constructive purposes. How would we do that? By not taking as much money from people in the first place and letting them spend it on whatever they see fit, and they'll make the best decision. So my point is, do you see the difference between world government that leads to growth, a positive growth for everybody, versus idealistic, utopic kind of, you know, like Nickelback song, if everybody cared? I don't give a shit if everybody cares. All I care about is everybody growing. Everybody ain't going to care, and that's just the way it is. I want everybody to grow. Okay. Here's some more questions he had, or more comments. If the world government planners get their way, 80% of the population will be exterminated. Do you think that is any better than World War III, which you say can be stopped by accepting the globalist plan? And all I can do is laugh because it's like, that doesn't make any sense at all to kill 80% of the people. Do you know what leaders love? Leaders love power. Do you know where they derive their power from? People. They have no desire to kill 80% of their power base. Would a slave owner kill his productive slaves? It's nonsense to kill 80% of the people. Let's assume, just for the sake of argument, 80% of the people are going to be exterminated. Then, if that is the case, then I think it's better. Then I'm thinking you better be growing to make sure you're part of the 20% that's valued that they want to keep. So, I mean, either way, you need to be growing optimally. I personally believe killing 80% of the population is nothing more than a paranoid thinking from scared people like Alex Jones. And that's why I'm hard on Alex Jones, because I think he's going to wind up hurting people. He's going to have people like you or people like you out there fighting the government, getting your ass hurt by the police unnecessarily when it's not called for. 10 years from now, if the New World Order, the New World Police Force comes to your door and says, give me the names of all those you care about so we can go to them and steal, rape, and kill them because it is better for the world, global society as a whole, or are you going to accept this as God's plan and give up your friend? I mean, first of all, it's a ridiculous statement in the first place. Again, this is all scared, fearful, and paranoid thinking. It's the classical gloom and doom kind of way of going about things. What would a tiger do if you slapped a tiger in the face? Well, that is exactly what I would do. I would do whatever it takes to defend myself from my enemies or die trying. You know, I mean, I'm not somebody that's going to lay down and die. I'm not a pacifist at all. If I was a pacifist, I wouldn't be doing these videos, would I? I would do whatever it takes, you know, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. Defeating my biggest enemies, which are myself, my own ego, and my own pleasure-seeking ways. I'm doing my part to make sure that this world becomes a better place by doing the videos, overcome my own ego, and overcome my own pleasure-seeking ways, and teaching other people how to do it too. That is the real problem in this world. It's not the damn government, which I will talk about in a video I've got lined up, which is called New World Order is the Problem. Your real problem is ego and pleasure. Put your energy where the problem really is. In 10 years from now, when nothing like what you propose hasn't happened and a global spiritual movement has begun, you're going to feel really foolish thinking all this crap that you think today. Okay, here's the next question he has. I do understand where you are coming from with some of your ideas, balance, unity, peace, living in harmony. I really do, but I think your thinking has swung too far the other way, my friend. Where is personal responsibility, love, compassion for others in this global system you seem to be ready to accept? Okay, it's real simple. You have a division in your mind. You see two worlds, one which is spiritual and another that isn't. The truth is there is one world. Learn to bring them together. I've already given you a perfect system for growth with the FWG blog, which is the first link in the information section of this video. Do the work and you'll know for yourself. I mean, there's only one world, and you have to come to learn to appreciate all the things. Learn to appreciate the good and the evil. Learn to see the harmony in both of them. And I mean, it's your issue. It ain't mine. I see it. I take personal responsibility. What do you think I'm doing these videos for? I'm taking personal responsibility for what I understand and what I perceive and what I can help other people understand and perceive. So, I mean, if you want to say, look, I mean, this is God giving you love right now. He's showing me the wisdom I'm passing on. Do you not think that's compassion? Do you not think it's real compassion to sit here and tell you what I know damn good and well you don't want to hear? And I'm going to hear a bunch of negative comments from a bunch of dumbass, scared people who think they know what's going on when their asses are clueless? Yeah, I think this is taking responsibility. I think it is love, and I think it is compassion. But it's tough love. It's the kind of love you really need instead of a bunch of bullshit talk to you from Alex Jones about scaring you to death and setting you up to get your ass killed by fighting the government when it's unnecessary. When the government needs to be fought, there'll be plenty of people show up to fight. So don't quit worrying about that stupid shit and get on with doing what really needs to be done. Fight your egotistical, pleasure-seeking ways. Till the next video, later, folks.